Hi everyone. My name is Nisha Sorari, and today I'm going to talk about how the picture book, which is Fair Skin Black Fella, is going to teach equity and belonging in the early childhood. This book really stood me out because it challenges the common stereotypes and it also helps the fairness and also it brings a sense of belonging for everyone. In my presentation, I'll be looking at how the story connects to the ideas like intersectionality and it also connects to the anti-bias education and the social justice. So I'll also explain how this book can be used in early childhood classrooms and it can help the children to understand what is inclusion, what is respect, and what is equity. So, in this fair skin and black fella, we meet Mary. Mary, who is a very fair skinned Aboriginal girl, and she faces teasing. She starts questioning herself, her identity, and when and this is all about what she's going all through. So people do tell her that she can't be Aboriginal because on how she looks. But his uncle, who is David, helps him to understand that the identity is not only about the appearance, it is about where you come from and also the culture that you are connecting with. So, through his guidance and through his help, Mary learns that she should be proud of who she is, no matter what others are thinking about her. This book really does a great job by representing the Aboriginal culture, which is authentically with pride. And we can also see through this story in the Mary's eyes, and it is like in Mary's eyes, we can see it's very powerful because it shows both her personal experiences along with the identity and and also the external pressures that she's handling from the society. Mary always struggles with not feeling like she belongs to because of people perceive her. But Uncle David helps her to see that the belonging comes from the connection and pride that she can have in her culture. And it is not something about the look that she is having. This message is something every child can relate to, and no matter what, where they belong to and where they are from. So, coming to one of the big themes in this story is that how it challenges the stereotypes. Mary's fair skin is the thing that people focus on, and they also assume that she's not truly Aboriginal because of her appearance or the skin color that we can say. The book doesn't shy away from confronting this. It really challenges the idea that Aboriginal people are treated differently, and this is because of their skin tone. But by showing Mary's journey, this book really encourages the children to rethink what it means to belong and also to make them understand that identity is much more than just the deep skin or the skin color that anyone is having. What I personally love about this book is that it is not just about the equality, but it also has equity in it. Uncle David, he gives Mary what she needs to understand, and he also embraces her culture. This is what we call equity. Uncle David does not just tell her to fit in, but he also helps her to connect into something deeper. It is such an important message for the children that fairness or with dark skin, it is not just treating about everyone the same, but Giving them what they need is really required to succeed them in their future. And also the story models respect for the differences that anyone is having, and this teaches the children to take pride in their heritage that they have. Now coming to the strength based approach, the book takes a really good strength based approach, which is really important. Instead of making Mary feel like a victim of bullying and out of identity struggles, it mainly focuses on her resilience and about her strengths. Mary shows us that the courage, the curiosity, and the self awareness are at its peak. These are qualities that the educators can nurture in the children, and it can also help them to feel proud of who they actually are or which background they come from or whatever they belong to. It also reminds us as an educator to focus on the children's strength, such as if we say about the cultural pride, it really helps them to develop confidence in keeping them confident about their identity itself. Then we can connect this fair skinned black fella story to something really important or to some of the really important theories that we have learned. So, first, there's intersectionality, which is the idea that identity is shaped by different factors, by multiple factors, which can either be culture, they can be race, or they can even be the appearance, or many more. And Mary's story really brings the ideas to life, showing how different parts of her identity shape her experiences. We can also see that anti bias education in action, and where we are taught to focus on the identity, we are told to focus on the diversity, on the justice, and the action. The story here really promotes these ideas by showing that how important it is to accept everyone the way they are, no matter how they look like. Finally, there's also social justice, which means that the fairness and equity for everyone. So this book really models how the approach to life with respect and fairness can be considered towards all the people regardless of what background they're having. So as an educator or as educators, we all together can use this book in our classroom to spark important conversations. For example, what we can do is we can read aloud these sessions where we talk about the fairness, we talk about the belonging, or we talk about the identity. We can also ask the children things like how they think Mary feels in this story, or we can also put up questions such as what makes you proud of your family, asking them for their cultural backgrounds. So it opens up those opportunities for them to involve or to get their cultural background involved in the classroom, or even we can say the families to get involved in the classroom. Educators should invite the families, which can be very helpful, and where the families can share their own cultural stories and also their experiences that they have in their past lives, or even some of their ancestors might had in their own lives. So these ties direct this ties directly to the EYLF early years of learning framework by helping the children to develop a sense of identity and belonging. And this if this all also aligns with the NQS quality areas 1, 5, and 6, by supporting the inclusive practices and by building strong family partnerships with the educators. So as educators, we are much more than just the teachers. we are also the advocates of equity and also justice. It is all up to us to challenge the biases and also to create an environment where all the children feel valued and they feel belonging. Books like Fair Skin, Black Fella really help us to do this by showing that how to be advocates for fairness and inclusion. We can also promote these values not just through our words that we say, but also through our actions that we reflect in daily, day to day classroom activities. When we challenge the bias and we promote the respect with respect amongst each other, we really help to build a culture or a model or a society where every child has that opportunity to feel that they really belong. So here are the references being provided. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching.